Hey y'all, I'm Elisa and I am the Scrappy Wife behind scrappywife.com, and today I have a brand new Bible journaling process video for you, and I'm going to work in a devotional from By the Well for God called God's Flock. And this is an older devotional that has come out probably at least maybe 2 years ago now, and it is one that I actually never got a chance to order or complete because I started following By the Well for God after this one came out. I saw it in their shop. They have a lot of their past devotionals still available. So if you haven't had a chance to go look, you don't have to be on the current devotional. It's awesome to work through a devotional as a community, but sometimes you might be meant to work through a devotional at a certain time in your life or at a certain season, and that is the case with me and God's Flock. I knew from the second I started looking through it that this was perfect. The very first day one is all about community, which we have just finished studying in church. I've had several devotions on it recently, so I know that it is a topic that God is kind of wanting to hit home for me. So this is 2 years late, but it's perfect timing for me, and it might just be for you. So take a look at their shop. I'll link this devotional down below. Today I'll be working in Philippians, working through day one of God's Flock. Let's see how it turns out. I'll put you on fast forward. We'll get going. This particular Bible journaling entry is like a video of indecisiveness, and I left all of my moving and fussing in here because I just wanted everyone to see I have been Bible journaling for 3.5 years, maybe for a long time. I have a lot of journals full of Bibles. I've done literally hundreds of entries, and still I struggle with placement sometimes. I feel like I know how I want a page to look, and then I just go back and forth. And so you'll see me, I have all of these gorgeous paper pieces, and I loved the idea of all these birds kind of talking to each other. This is community, and I wanted them talking to each other and interacting, and I loved these colored doilies. The black one and the white one came in the kit, and I had these pink ones in my stash, so I wanted to use all of those. I love black, white, and pink, one of my favorite color schemes to use in my Bible, and I just had the worst time. I just bring in all kinds of paper pieces. I move things all over the place. It was like a hot struggle. I don't know what the deal was. I was just feeling super indecisive. I think the title on the page was throwing me off. Like I kind of wanted to cover it up, but then that was going to take a lot to cover it up. So anyway, I decide, well, I'm going to start putting some things down on the page, and that way I will have to make a decision. And I start by using a tape runner on this doily and realize, well, I want to put some liquid adhesive on the outer edge so that it all adheres down really well. So I put that doily down, and I'm going to continue. I'm just going to charge ahead and start putting things down. Same process of the tape runner and the liquid adhesive, just so I can get it cleanly put in there, and I will start placing things down. And that's one of the ways that I work through some indecisiveness, is if I feel myself just moving things around and having a tough time making a decision, I put one or two things, I adhere them so that I can't move them, and then that kind of narrows the choices I have, and it makes it easier for me to work through the rest of the page. So that's what I'm doing with a few of these doily elements, and then cutting them off and taking a new fresh look at the page. So I have my black doilies and my pink doilies in place, and then I decide, well, I'm going to look at these birds one more time. I think that I want that bird up top. It looks like it's kind of squawking, and I thought it could be squawking the title of God's Flock, but I wanted to cover up some of the holes that I was seeing with the doilies. I wanted the two doily sections to connect, and so I put in a white doily right here, and then to finish it off and balance it, I add the last little bit of white doily at the top. So again, I pick up my paper pieces, I'm starting to put them down, and I really liked this larger bird, the white bird on the bottom, and I think I want him there, but he's super big, so it's hard to kind of figure out how he's going to, I don't know, just sit on the page. I pick a tab, and I go as far as to start trimming out the paper pieces. When you order things from By the Well for God, she leaves a pretty good, I guess you'll call it, margin around each paper piece, and some people really like those, and I like to cut them off and trim it a little bit closer. It works. You can change it for whatever you like. In fact, sometimes I do leave it on when I really want the pieces to pop off a different colored background, but I wanted them to blend a little bit more, so I did some trimming on these pieces, and I add some more paper pieces. I feel like, well, maybe my problem is balance, so I need that mail, that envelope over there, and so I'm gonna continue cutting and trimming and moving and just kind of playing with the setup. And that's one of my favorite reasons for using paper pieces in my Bible, especially in this big illustrating Bible. There's so much room, and with paper pieces you can move things around, change your mind until the layout is speaking to you, and that's what I did on this layout. While I continue to kind of fuss and move around these paper pieces, let me read to you the verses that I am journaling today, and I am in Philippians 2, and I'm going to read 2:1 through 4, although for journaling purposes I also was thinking on 5 through 11 as well. But here's 2 through 4. If then there is any encouragement in Christ, if any consolation of love, if any fellowship with the Spirit, if any affection and mercy, make my joy complete by thinking the same, having the same love, united in spirit, intent on one purpose. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility consider others as more important than yourselves. Everyone should look out not only for his own interests, but also for the interest of others. And to me, this devotional just was a great reminder of not only to serve your community, but to serve them with the right attitude and the right mindset. And remembering it's not about you and it's not about what you're doing, but it's about just the service of others and helping others and putting others first. So it was something that I've been thinking about lately. Like I said, it has come up a lot in church and in other devotionals. So I really feel like it's something God is putting on my heart and wanted me to kind of consider and focus on even more. As you can see, I am finally making some decisions with these paper pieces, and I'm adhering them down. I am using a liquid adhesive. The only reason I'm doing that is because it was right there out on my desk, and I figured I'll just go ahead and use it. Normally I would use a tape runner, and either way would be fine. I decided not to use that community paper piece because it has a teal color in it, and I didn't have any teal on the paper, so I didn't want to incorporate a new color in just one piece. You can see earlier that I mounted that title, God's Flock, on a piece of black cardstock, just some scrap, and I ended up cutting it out, and I really like how it sets off the title. I'm adhering a tab up here at the top, one of the tabs that came with the kit, and I decided that I feel like the title and the tab are a little bit disconnected. So I grabbed for yet another paper piece, and this time this beautiful black and white feather. I will trim it out, and then I will use it to kind of connect those two elements together because I didn't want my tab hanging out by itself, just kind of floating around. So I like that there's a connection point between the two. This also balances really well because now there is a grouping of 3 paper pieces on the top and 3 birds on the bottom, so it's a nice balance formed. So I love using these Tim Holtz small chat stickers, and they are phrase stickers, and they're inspirational phrases, not necessarily faith-driven phrases, but I think they are beautiful, and I can use them often in my Bible journaling. I started with the phrase, attitude is everything, with those 3 birds at the Bottom kind of encompassing the idea of when you're serving others, it's the attitude with which you serve that matters. And then at the top, I chose 3 phrases: live gently upon this earth, don't forget to fly, and with brave wings she flies. And they had to do with the bird theme, and I just thought it was a great essence of community. I was thinking about the bravery it takes to really join in to a community, the vulnerability that you have to show, and that's why the bravery kind of came up for me. Now you see me taking a couple of different colors of gel pen. I am underlining and highlighting the verses that I am focused on. And I'm going to come back and add a little bit of hand lettering. This is something I've been working on. It's by no means perfect, but I'm enjoying kind of working on it and adding it into my Bible journaling. And first I decided to come in with a pencil, and you'll see me as it kind of speeds up here. I put the pencil down and I erase it and I try again, and that's okay. I'm just experimenting on how I want everything laid out, and then I will come back with a black pen that I will link down below. It's wonderful for hand lettering. I'll come back with the black pen once I am pleased with the pencil layout, and then erase everything that doesn't get covered up by the pen. And the phrase that I'm going to add is, it's not about me, which is such a great reminder. 5 through 11 on Philippians 2 really talks about Christ's humility. And I think it's a good reminder. He was so humble, and we are called to be the same. Last thing I'm going to do is add a little bit of journaling, and then this layout will be done. I just want to continue to encourage you that you don't have to be on the current kit. Look back and look at some different devotionals that are calling your name, because maybe God has a different message for you in this season. Let me know below, what devotional are you working through right now? What kit is on your desk? Is it the current one? Are you working through some past ones? What are you doing these days now that we're into October? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button, as well as that bell notification button. I hope that you have a fabulous day, and as always, keep it creative.